Dear students, good evening all of you. I am Dr. Ganesan, Head Department of Economics, Ayanadar Janagimal College, Sivagasi. So today we are going to discuss about the Carl Pearson's coefficient of correlation with the help of actual mean method. So in the previous video lecture we have discussed about how to calculate Carl Pearson's coefficient of correlation with the help of direct method. I think it will be more useful to you. So now we are going to estimate the value of R with the help of actual mean method. So before doing calculation, one can understand when we can use actual mean method, because we are having both actual mean method and assumed mean method. When we use actual mean method and when we use assumed mean method, that we have to clear, then only it is possible for us to apply the formula in an appropriate way. Okay, so here when we can use actual mean method means we have to calculate the average value for x and y series, and if both the averages are not in fraction, or simply you can remember you are calculating the average value for x and y series, either x bar value or y bar value or both are not in fraction. If it is a whole number, then only you can apply the actual mean method. Otherwise what you have to do means you can apply assumed mean method, right? So actual mean method is used when the averages of both x and y series are not in fraction. If any one, that means either x bar or y bar, or both the averages, both x bar and y bar are in fraction, at that time we can't use actual mean method. So if it is in fraction, we can use only assumed mean method, right? If the average values are in fraction, we can use assumed mean method. So simply you can remember, if the values are not in fraction, at that time we can use actual mean method. Whether you can ask, suppose, can we use actual mean method when the actual mean values are in fraction? We can use. But how we can do the deviation means we can take the deviation with the help of actual mean. That is, the fractional value should be taken into account. So when you are taking the deviation with the help of fractional values, the calculation will be somewhat tedious. So to avoid that only, when the x bar and y bar values are in fraction, we go for assumed mean method. Otherwise we can use actual mean method. Student, are you clear? If the x bar and y bar values are not in fraction, we can apply actual mean method. Okay. Now we understand what are the steps involved in the calculation of R with the help of actual mean method. The first step what we have to do means we have to take the total of all x values, that is sigma x, and you take the total of all y values, that is sigma y. So first you find out, after entering x and y values, you find out total of x, that is sigma x and sigma y. Then you have to find out x bar value and y bar value. Here what is the formula for calculating x bar? X bar is nothing but sigma x by n. So sigma x means sum total of all x values, and n means how many values are given in x. Right? So sum total of x value should be divided by number of values. You will get x bar value. In the same way, you take the sum total of all y values, you will get sigma y, and that sigma y value should be divided by number of values or number of observations, so you will get y bar value. So in this way, first you have to calculate x bar and y bar. So after calculating x bar and y bar, we have to calculate small x and small y. Here what do you mean by small x? Small x is the difference between x and x bar, and small y is the difference between y and y bar. So we have to calculate x value, that is small x, and small y value. Here you can remember one of the mathematical properties of arithmetic mean is sum of the deviations taken from arithmetic mean is always equal to 0. Here, dear student friends, you are estimating small x and small y with the help of x bar and y bar, right? If you take the total of small x and small y, definitely these two totals are equal to 0. So that is one of the mathematical properties of arithmetic mean. The sum of the deviations taken from arithmetic mean is always equal to 0. So here that is sigma x minus x bar equal to 0 and sigma y minus y bar equal to 0. So first we have to enter the values, then after that we calculate sigma x and sigma y. Then with the help of sigma x and sigma y, we have to calculate x bar and y bar. And then you calculate small x and small y. Small x is the difference between capital X and x bar. Small y is the difference between capital Y and y bar. Then after calculating small x, now we have to square all the small x values and you can obtain x square, right? Then you can square all the y values, small y values, and obtain y square. Then after calculating x square values and y square values, now we have to add all the x square values and y square values. If you add all the x square values and denote it as sigma x square, and you add all the y square values, small y square values, and denote it as sigma small y square. So after calculating x square values, we can sum up all the x square values and it is denoted by sigma small x square. And after calculating small y square value, we can take the total and it should be denoted by sigma small y square, right? So now what are the values we have calculated? We have calculated small x, we have calculated small y, we have calculated small x square and small y square. So now what we have to do means we have to take the product of small x and small y, and it should be denoted by small xy. So after taking the product of x and y, right, you can take the total of all the small xy values and it should be denoted by sigma small xy, right? Then after calculating all these values, we can substitute the values in the formula and extract our value. Are you clear, friends? First we have to take the total of x, total of y, that is sigma x and sigma y. Then you calculate x bar and y bar. So x bar equal to sigma x by n. N is nothing but number of observations we have added or it's given in the question. And now what you have to do means the total of sigma x should be divided by n value, you will get x bar value. And the same way the total of total of y value, that is sigma y, should be divided by n value, you will get y bar value. After getting x bar and y bar, you have to calculate small x and small y. Small x is nothing but capital X minus x bar. Small y is nothing but capital Y minus y bar. Then after calculating small x and small y, you have to calculate small x square, small y square, then you calculate small xy. So after that, when we are adding all the small x values, definitely the value should be equal to 0 because we have taken the deviations with the help of arithmetic mean. So sum of the deviations taken from arithmetic mean is always equal to 0. So the small x total and small y total is always equal to 0 when we have carefully taken the deviation value with the help of actual mean. So now you have to take the total of x square and it should be denoted by sigma x square, and y square total, that is sigma y square. Then you take the total of xy and it should be denoted by sigma small xy. So now we have to substitute the values in the formula, right? So now I will explain with the help of how to calculate R value for actual mean method with the help of a sum. So here the sum is asked, estimate the Carl Pearson's coefficient of correlation with the actual mean method for the following data and interpret its value. So here age of cars in years is given. It should be taken as X, and the cost of annual maintenance is given in rupees in 1000 and it should be taken as Y. So in the X here we are having 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 6. And in Y we are having 174684. So now we have entered X value, Y value. So here we have to make 7 columns. First column X, second column Y, and the third column small x, and the fourth column small y, then the fifth column small x square, and the sixth column small y square, and the seventh column small xy. So the x values are 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 6, and you can take the total of the x values. So sigma x equal to 42, and the y values 174684. Now you can add all the y values. So sigma y equal to 30. So now we have to calculate x bar and y bar. The formula for calculating x bar is x bar equal to sigma x by n. So here sigma x equal to 42 and n equal to 6, because here 6 values are given. So n equal to 6. So 42 divided by 6, that is equal to 7. So x bar equal to 7. And y bar, the formula is sigma y by n. Here sigma y is equal to 30 and n equal to 6. So 30 is divided by 6, that is equal to 5. So y bar equal to 5. Here in your book, the y bar value is given in 7. But they have taken 5 for calculation. So you can calculate, you can go through and you can make changes in your book. So after calculating x bar and y bar, what we have to do means we have to calculate or estimate small x and small y. I already explained small x is nothing but capital X minus x bar. So capital X minus x bar value is 7. So first you take x value is 3 and the x bar value is 7. By in between x and x bar we are having minus sign. So here you must be very careful in giving the sign. If the x values are lesser than the x bar value, the deviation should be in negative. If the x values are greater than the x bar value, the deviation is in positive. So here 3 is lesser than the x bar value 7. So we put minus sign. The difference between 7 and 3 is 4. So minus 4. Then 6 minus 7 minus 1. 8 minus 7 plus 1. 9 minus 7 plus 2. 10 minus 7 plus 3. 6 minus 7 minus 1. So here you can take the total of all the positive values and negative values separately. Here all the positive values are equal to 6 and all the negative values are also equal to 6. So sigma small x equal to 0. So in the same way we have to estimate small y. Small y is nothing but capital Y minus y bar. So y minus y bar is equal to 5. So here the first y value is 1. It is lesser than the y bar value. So you put minus sign. 1 minus 5, that is 5 minus 1, that is equal to 4 minus 4. So 7 minus 5 to 4 minus 5 minus 1, 6 minus 5 1, 8 minus 5 3, 4 minus 5 minus 1. So now you can add all the positive values separately and add all the negative values separately. So the positive values total is equal to 6 and the negative value total is also equal to 6. So that is so sigma y equal to 0. So here you can remember sum of the deviations taken from arithmetic mean is always equal to 0. Right? So after calculating small x and small y, now we have to calculate small x square and small y square and small xy. First you calculate small x square. 4 square 16 here at the time of taking square, no need about the mathematical sign either plus or minus. Okay. So 4 square 16, 1 square 1, 1 square 1, 2 square 4, 3 square 9 and 1 square 1. So now the x square values are 16, 1, 1, 4, 9, 1. You take the total. So the sigma small x square is equal to 32. So in the same way we have to calculate small y square. So here 4 square 16, 2 square 4, 1 square 1, 1 square 1, 3 square 9, 1 square 1. So the y square small y square values are 16, 4, 1, 1, 9, 1. Now you take the total of all the y square values. So here sigma y square is equal to 32. So sigma small x square is equal to 32 and small y square is also equal to 32. Now we have to calculate xy, small xy. So it is nothing but the product of small x and small y. So here you have to be very careful about the mathematical sign. If both the values are in the same sign, positive. If it is an opposite sign, you put minus. So here the first values x is minus 4 and y also minus 4. So both are in the same sign. So minus 4 into minus 4, that is equal to plus 16. In the second value, x value is minus 1 and the y value is plus 2. So minus into plus minus, 1 into 2, 2. So 1 minus 1, that is 1 into 1 into minus 1, that is equal to minus 1. 2 into 1, that is equal to 2. 3 into 3, that is equal to 9. Minus 1 into minus 1, that is equal to 1. So here the xy values are 16, minus 2, minus 1, 2, 9, 1. So now here what we have to do means we have to add all the positive values separately and add all the negative values separately and take the deviation. The total of all the positive values are equal to 28 and the negative values are equal to 3. So 28 minus 3, that is equal to 25. So sigma small xy is equal to 25. So here under actual mean method, we have to use only 3 values, that is sigma small xy, sigma small x square and sigma small y square values. So here sigma small x square is equal to 32, sigma small y square is also equal to 32 and sigma small xy equal to 25. Now we have to substitute the values in the formula. So the formula is r equal to sigma small xy by under root of sigma small x square into sigma small y square. It's a simple formula, right? So the values are sigma xy equal to 25, sigma x square and sigma small y square is also equal to 32. Both are 32. So now you substitute the values. In the place of sigma small xy, you substitute 25. And in the place of sigma small x square, you substitute 32. You put multiplication and under root here sigma y square, that is also equal to 32. So the numerator we are having 25 and in the denominator we are having under root 32 into 32. Under root of same values, that is if two values are same, that will comes under root. You can take the one that particular value for that is as the removal of root value. That means 32 into 32, under root of 32 and 32, that is equal to 32 after removing root, right? So here simply you can remember 2 into 2, under root of 2 into 2, that is equal to under root of 4. If you are removing root for 4, you will get 2. So that I am telling, under root if you are having same values 2 times, you take one value, that is after removing the root you will get the value, right? So here 25 divided by 32, that is equal to 0.781, 0.781. So here the R value is equal to 0.78, you tell 0.781. So here there is high degree of positive correlation between the age of car and its maintenance. It means the car is getting old in years, the cost of maintenance is also increasing. The age of car and its maintenance are positively related. Are you clear, friends? It's a simple method, but the only thing we have to calculate x bar and y bar. If x bar and y bar are both are not in fraction, we can apply this method. So dear students, kindly go through the video, listen carefully and get benefit out of it. Thank you friends.